guys are in for a treat. This box here is a box that should never have been in this room. But when you're moving, things get misplaced. This is a box of Captain Planet prototypes. These are from an original employee of Tiger Toys that I met many moons ago. And of course, with all prototypes, you just don't let them go. They always go up in value. They will always be desired, and you will never get them back pretty much. Once these leave your hands, you're not going to be able to find them again. And the person you sold them to will be like, I ain't letting these go. Not all these are prototypes, but you may have noticed the one right off the corner. So we have Wheeler with his tread pack. This is probably between a salesman sample, but also being as a smaller company, it was probably used as well as Toy Fair. The backer card is hand cut. The package is just built completely different than a production sample backer card. The bubble is also handmade. It has double-sided tape on it to adhere the bubble to the prototype backer card. And of course, to finish it off, because it's double tape, you can pull this one off. This is the fold-up Rover backpack, and it is a hand-painted resin hard copy with hand-cut stickers applied. The figure Wheeler was produced already, but this is a repaint. This piece, I believe to be a first shot from your first series, and then they hand-painted the different color outfit. You can see little paint splotches underneath the thighs. Very difficult to get stuff like this. I was so ecstatic when I met the employee. I think this was the second employee that I met at that time for some prototypes. And Tiger Toys was really close to the college I was at. So it really all started from just word of mouth, which a lot of good stories start like that. I ended up befriending a security guard at the college, and he just randomly knew a former employee of Tiger, and that's how he linked up. This was the friend of that friend from Tiger Toys. The other guy we'll get into, he was the link up person, which below you'll see more of those, it looks like. We have Mati. This is the same find, but this should just be a production sample. And that happens very often. And again, actually more often than not, the employees will go home with a production piece than a prototype. I actually met a Hasbro employee, oh my God, it was when I was in high school almost. And he worked on the Power Masters for G1 Transformers. He had a set of non-production color Autobots, and then he had received the final engineering pilots that are in the correct colors, and he tossed the non-production colors for the pretty much close to production ones because that was closer to the product that he worked on versus intermediate samples. It's just crazy. So this is a neat piece. I really never sat down to compare to see if anything was different with it, but pretty much there shouldn't be. It is a final series packaging when it offers the Crystal Matrix, the garbage cannon truck, the Duke Nuke reactor, exploding garbage cannons. These are much later, especially the exploding meteor. These were vehicles and figures that were offered very late in the game. And I think the garbage truck was only produced in Germany. Crystal Matrix was very difficult, possibly released in the US, but you get my point. So it is possible this figure is on an unproduced US English backer card. So that would make it unproduced. But I haven't looked into it. Most likely, I'm just conjecturing, and it was produced. But that being said, here is the prototype backer card for Mati in the same vehicle. Again, I don't think there's going to be anything different. You can see the color hue is a little bit off, but the material that they're made of is completely different. Same with the other character of Wheeler. I have the bubble here, and I believe I took out Mati and the prototype resin hand-painted vehicle and already put it into the prototype room. So these things need to be pulled out and protected a little bit better. And we keep on going. Check this out. So here is the Captain Planet with Lightning Meteor. Very difficult figure to get. Even in Germany, it's possible this is up there with the Captain Pollution figure in difficulty to find or even harder. This is, again, a prototype backer card. The bubble should be in here, but I may not have the bubble. But I do know I have the hand-painted prototype with the resin hard copy meteor that lights up for demonstration model. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think that's all I picked up prototype-wise from this gentleman at that time. But again, we have to go through so many boxes to really confirm that. Because originally, I was able to remember everything I ever bought, where I bought it, how much it cost. And I still really good, like 90% of it's there. But some of this stuff, you're just like, it's escaping. It's falling out of my ears. We have a production sample of the Wheeler, the backpack. So bring the prototype again. You can see the difference in the resin hard copy vehicle. A little bit darker shirt on Wheeler, but overall very close to production. That's what they're shooting for at the trade show, like Toy Fair. They want to show the buyers the final product. They're dying not to show them a piece of paper or a artwork of what's going to look like. They want to show the final product. They want to show that they have it ready to be made and shipped. And we are back with the link up power. So let's hold on. Let's go for Wheeler over here. So again, probably came from the employee. This is a first series, but I don't think there's anything to be different with this. This probably is just one of those samples that's kicking around the office when the guy was working there, and he just yoink and picked it up, like most of the rest of the stuff. But at that time, it'd be more easier to pick up a production piece kicking around than a prototype. And as I mentioned earlier, we have Linka, quite a few of Linkas. So at least I was smart to keep some of these behind, because when I first received this collection in, these were worth $15 each. Now, I just didn't want to let them go for $15 each. So I have quite a number still left, and there's the Elvis signature, which I still don't have a story for. Maybe someday. Wind. Yes, wind. Thank you. Oh, hell yeah. So these are about $100 each right now. I don't think the Elvis aspect will add any value, of course. It's just a weird thing. It may actually detract for some collectors. But wow. And of course, they didn't make any action figures really for, well, they kind of did for the Captain Pollution for the second season of Captain Planet. But I really would have loved to have had the power rings of the villains. My favorite, of course, being Dr. Blight, the Ring of Hate. Oh my God. That was crazy stuff, especially for the 90s. So again, this is a box that doesn't turn up that often. As you guys have been watching the videos, it usually is run-of-the-mill stuff, a little bit of nicer pieces mixed in. This is a box of prototypes that just, wow. And I'm happy I pursued this stuff early on. The market has changed so much that when I was buying these, I literally was paying the guy $30 for this hand-painted resin hard copy because nobody else was buying it at the time. And he was just wanting to let it go. And nowadays, it's going to fight tooth and nail to get any prototypes like that.
And let our polluting powers combine! Super radiation! Deforestation!
Smog! Toxic!